Good evening, everybody. Hello, Maffer. I think that the players from the best leagues, this gives you different context. That gives you the possibility of international competition better. I've said it out again many times to form our country better and start at early ages in the national, just not just in my case, but in all of the national teams that they come to start training them early. Hello, Jaime. How are you? Today, as the coach of the Mexican team, but as a person who's had a lot of dedication to Mexican football for many years, from when and why did we establish such a big difference between Mexican football and United States football, soccer, at least at the level of the national teams? 7 games in which Mexico hasn't been able to win at this level. I believe it is the time in which they sent the players and the European clubs that makes a difference. For me, that's it because today they're in the very good leagues. They compete in different games every week, and that is what we have to take as in mind as Mexican football, Mexican soccer to the international. Send our players internationally early so they can compete at the same rhythm in which they're doing. John Arnold from the Athletic, hello, coach. Reina and Adams, they came as a doubt for the U.S. with a limit on the minutes they could play. Did you think that they were going to play? Because they're the superheroes that scored. And Reina, a little bit, not so much. Adams, we've been following him from Leipzig. We know that he can play very well and he can engage. And he did a very nice goal for his selection for his team, which is what determined the path of the game. We know that even though that they came in at the end, there are players that they are very international players in the national team. Felipe Vanzuela from 34. Hello, coach. Do you think personally that this is a failure for you, for the Mexican team? That's 3 finals, the 3 editions, and you haven't been able to reach this objective. Do you think this is a failure for you? And what do you ask the federation for help with your players because you have very little time to play with them? It's small time, but everybody has very little time. They all have the same. I think that within these circumstances, the time that you're spending with them, you get a lot of advantage to have it for years. We agree we had the same time to prepare. They have a process that is a little better from a world, and they have little time, but the time for this competition was basically the same. What was the other one? Is it a failure? Every time you don't manage to manage something, you have to learn. We have to go to the other side. Some months we were ahead, we were on top, and now we're on the other side. We always want to win, and we're going to compete as best as possible. I don't think today was not our day. Remember, just one question per journalist. Carlos Rodriguez from Fox Sports. I want to ask you, do you believe that there is a crisis in Mexican soccer that is reflected in the national team and the number of foreigners that you have, that there's not an opportunity for young players, and that is reflected in the team? Beyond from the foreigners that we have a Premier League that has more foreigners and it continues to grow. I think it's the coaching to have better coaches, invest more money at the bottom, and evidently and obviously export. That's what I see as a solution. I don't know that it's an immediate solution, but perhaps it can give us elevate the competition in this class and this type of tournaments. Omar Villadera from TV Azteca. The message today is export and all of that of the players in Europe. but it is a little bit of a contradiction, perhaps, that they stay as Ivan Pineda was in Greece, Santi Menos was otherwise. So the message perhaps is not as clear because we have those players there and they didn't start today the game. It is an important game, and I know. At the end, the last game, they didn't start either, and we were talking about this, and now they're talking because the result modifies the opinion a lot, and I understand it, and it's always going to be like this. Igor came very well last time, did a goal, and today he gave a lot. My decisions and my responsibility is to make decisions, and in this case, I believe that with them we could do a very good first half, and then we have to modify. But I'm telling you, I know. Had the result not been different, nobody would have mentioned it. But I have to recognize that they were better, that they played a very good game, and they took advantage of their options, and we were left behind. Miguel Alvarez from High Sports to ask. This is your first opportunity to play against the United States. It's going to be your first game against them. What is the difference that is in favor of their team? Is it quality of the players, like you mentioned? Because it seems that Mexico competes at sometimes they're in a parity, but at the end, and the difference ends up being very high for the United States. They were better, I think. They were a little bit better in everything in quality, how they pressured us, and the chances of goal. They won fair and square today. And for me, these experiences should teach you as much as possible and then turn it around quickly and continue forward. We have a very important cup for the rivals of this caliber going next. Llanos, the United States, the project started a long time ago. It wasn't yesterday. They sacrificed at Worlds and at the Olympics, but they're managing their objective a little. In Mexico, is this possible to sacrifice an America's Cup, Gold Cup, and World Cup? Thinking about a project like 8 years from now, you think? Perhaps you know something. I'm asking because I believe that we are expecting immediate results, and there is a lot of frustration today, everybody from our fans, and you, the press, and us not being able to show another face, to show a different facet. The second half, we added something that we didn't do the first half. We pushed them. We could have tied, maybe, but I don't know. I don't know. I think you've answered what I'm thinking, and I want to give the time that I have here to put a good base and the possibility that there is a work culture that is not bad, but better than what we've seen. Jimmy here. Dr. Funer from Digo Sports. Do you think there was an evolution from the Gold Cup to here from the team? We had a little bit more work to do together in in the Gold Cup. I'm sorry, but the play, but the game, and the short time that we had, we knew it. But I believe that at this point, it cost us a lot of work. It cost us a lot of work to do the second game, which was important when it was Panama, and now this is important because it was final. But I believe that it cost us. It was our hard work to learn and to continue forward, which is that's how life is in soccer. Hello, Jamie. Good night. Luis Castillo from Reacción en Cadena. You talk about of the multi-factors that is the topic of where Mexican football is, Mexican soccer is, like it's been said, but we know and we started seeing that you are very self-critical. What specifically did you fail at, Jimmy, today? What did we fail to do today? I believe that they were a lot more focused than we were. They pressured us. They pressured us well. We didn't couldn't find solutions to continue to play and find the ball. They were better in the first half than us. In the second half, with a little bit of adjustments and a little bit of more risk and more desperation, we tried to do long balls, of course, because we couldn't find solutions in the collective game, and that's what we managed to do is to get closer. It wasn't as clear, but we came closer. And I believe that they also, with the coming in for 2 goals, they wanted to protect their advantage. I believe there's a lot of explanations I can give you, but it's not the time, and we will continue forward. Hola, Jaime. Hello, so is it Garcia from in the last two press conferences you talked about stability. Do you feel calm to continue working toward the Copa America, America's Cup, or how is the project from here on? Whatever we know, we will know exactly how I am. I'm fine. You can't be calm after losing the final. It was our burden to lose. I am very angry. I'm thinking a little bit, and that's it. Those are the emotions that I have. And stability, we hope that uh, after we analyze everything that happened and the things that they did well and not well, and to find improvements because we have a tournament right around the corner. That is very important. Hello, Jimmy. I'm going to talk about this. You are thinking and you're angry with a tournament that is very important because it's a Copa America where you're going to play in the United States and then going on to the world. All the questions have been about the disaster of today. How do you change the page because the America's Cup is very close? I have to do it. It's my job. It's gonna cost because, but I have to do it. And you train for this, and you prepare for this kind of eventuality of disasters, problems. No, that's fine. Even if I look to prepare, I try to prepare, and I don't know where I'm going to need them or when I'm going to use them. And it's a good day, a good evening, and a good week to continue forward. I've suffered throughout my career many things, some beautiful, some not so much, but you have to continue on. Gone. That's what life is in this career, to fight for your dreams and to continue on. This is what I'm going to do, and this is what the players are going to do.